Welcome everyone, my name is Ben and I'm very excited to be here with you all for my first video with Beyond the Toolbox. Today we're going to learn how to bring your Lego and your drawings to life using this crazy contraption called a zoetrope. And a zoetrope is basically a spinning wheel that can animate something or make it look like it's alive or moving. A flip book is an example of an animation, and all the cartoons you watch are also animations. But a zoetrope is one of the oldest machines that can animate things. So the way this works is this wheel spins and you look through the little slots. If you can see through the little slots, you can see that little white dot looks like it's bouncing up and down, or it almost looks like a wave. And what's happening is there are actually 10 different frames, and on each frame there is a little dot, and the dot moves a little bit on each of the 10 frames. But when you look through the slots, you're seeing the image on the back side, and when you look through the slots, it almost like flashes the different pictures at you, and in your brain it thinks, oh, that thing is moving, even though it's really not. It's mixing a lot of different images together. So I'm going to show you how to build this thing and learn about a few fun ways you can play with it. So we're going to start by building our circle, and our circle is made of almost like a chain that uses these two different kinds of pieces. This smaller piece here is made with only 3 pieces. I've got 2 2x6 bricks and one of these 1x4 bricks that has studs on the side. I'll just put right on the edge and then put it on like this. And then this kind of link is made with 2 2x6 bricks again, and 2 2x4 bricks, and another one of these 1x4 bricks with studs on the side. And it goes together like this, and then add one more 2x6 on the top. You're going to need 5 total pieces like this and 5 like this to make the whole circle. Now, what I'm going to do to attach this all together is I'll take 2 of these, I'm going to take the top off of this one, and put these corners on the outside corners of this piece, and then snap this together to make it strong and link those together. And then I have this hinge situation here which can enable me to make my round circle. So I'm going to continue this around. So now I have my ring complete. So now we're going to build the base of our spinning wheel, and I have 2 big 8x16 plates. There's a lot of ways you can make this, but it needs to be as wide as your circle is, because your circle is going to sit down on that base. And I'm going to lock it together with just a brick in the middle, and underneath it we need to have something that's going to be able to spin. So I'm using one of these 4x4 round bricks. I'm going to put that right in the center like that, and that locks the plates together, and it also gives me an axle hole that I can stick an axle right in the middle like that, and this is going to go into a base and be able to spin around like a helicopter. And then I'm also going to put a small bushing, and the bushing will just help minimize the friction. We don't want to have a lot of rubbing so that this thing spins smoothly. So now we need our base that's going to actually hold that spinning part of the wheel. So we're going to get 2 hold plates, and these are 2x8 plates, 8 studs long, but they actually have 7 holes in them. And I'm going to make a little sandwich by putting some 2x2 bricks like this, and then putting another one on here. So I've got holes on the top and the bottom to give it some more stability. And then I'm just going to make a base of 2x4 bricks or whatever you have. So that is my little stand. And if you have a base plate, you can put it on a base plate for a little extra stability, so you can hold it while you spin your wheel. So now for the assembly of the zoetrope, we're going to take our spinning piece right here. We're going to aim for that center hole in the hold plates, stick the axle right in there so it can spin around like that. And then we need to take our wheel and just find a centered location on here. So I'm going to see if I can do the best I can and push the bricks down on opposite sides on my base. And you can see I've got 3 studs here exposed and 3 studs here exposed, and from my model that centers it well, so when I spin it, it's nice and balanced. So now it's time to work on our animation. So you can see I'm starting with 10 plates that are the same size. I didn't have 10 that were the same color. I've got 5 black and 5 gray, which should work fine. The size, you do want to see if you can get them the same size so that your wheel, when you spin it, is balanced. But we'll talk about other ways that maybe you can get around that if you don't have 10 of the same size. Now, whatever you're going to animate, you need to also make sure you have 10 of. And if you don't want it to change color, you need to make sure you have 10 of the same color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that the bouncing ball one that we saw earlier. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to go a little bit higher each time. And then I'm going to get to the top. It's going to start slowing down and then get to the top. And you can see I'm remembering where I was the time before and getting a little higher each time. Whatever your animation is, you have to make sure that as you go around, when you get to number 10, it makes sense to flow right into number 1 again. It goes around and around and around, so you want to end up where you began. So what I'm going to do is almost mirror this. I'm going to start at the top in the same, my number 6 is going to be the same as my number 5. Then I'm going to start going down. My number 7 is the same as number 4. And then I'm going to have this one, number 8, be the same as number 3. And down, and then down. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is start to install this animation into my Zoetrope and give it a spin. Okay, now to spin it, you can spin it using the little brick on the inside, or you can just give it a spin on the outside here, whatever's easier for you. And remember, it's very important that you look through the cracks. I'm showing the camera down there. If you look through the cracks, you can see it. If you look from the top, you can't see it as well. So now we're going to try an animation using minifigures. Now the only minifigure I had 10 of that were the same is stormtroopers. So we're going to animate a stormtrooper doing some exercises in the morning. All right, let's install this and see if it works. Okay, so our stormtroopers are ready to do their morning exercises. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, now look from the side. Oh, it works. It works. We've got a jumping stormtrooper. Oh, yes. Boing, 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 boing. It even works when it goes slow. And you can kind of see the head moving. Especially once it goes a little slower, you could see the head starting to move a little bit too. Oh my gosh, I gotta try that one more time. That was fun. All right, here it is. Oh, cool, cool, cool. So you can use this Zoetrope to even animate your own drawings. So here I've got 10 pictures of a kite flying out of a toolbox, which is our logo for our Beyond the Toolbox. And you can see it hovering over to the left, swooping back to the right, and then back to the left again. And again, it does have to end where it started, so it continues around and around and around in a cycle. All right, so we have our kites installed in our Zoetrope. Let's give it a spin and see what it looks like. All right, let's check it out. Oh, it's working. And it's so amazing because if you look at it from the top, you really can't see anything. It's a blur, but when you look through the side again, you have that flickering from looking through the cracks, and you can really see it fly. All right, so I hope you had fun with this Zoetrope build today. I know that you might not have all the pieces that I used for this build at home, which is fine. Maybe this gave you some ideas of how you could make a circular shape using brick hinges like this, and how you can make a pivot like that. So it hopefully gives you ideas so you can design your own with the Lego you have at home. Remember, balance is the key when you have this spinning. So if you don't have the same size plates all around, just make sure that the plates on opposite sides are the same as each other so that you don't get a wobble when you spin it. So have fun. If you make any interesting animations, I would love to see them so you can share it to the hashtag Beyond the Toolbox. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.